it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Yo, mic check, 1, 2, what is this? You're now tuned into Imperfect Sense right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. I'm one of four hosts, one of four moderators, one of four opinionated brothers, opinionated kings that make up this podcast called Imperfect Sense. I go by the name of Eric E. Mr. Dawson, whatever it is you call me. Please don't call me a midget. And who the God is on his hallelujah shit right now. Just left me, Conway.
Whoa! I was behind the curtain and shit.
I thought you was summoning somebody.
Hey,
like,
yo, because what I just seen.
Whatever the fuck is going on with this guy, I swear to God.
I was like, let me go behind the curtain.
Yo,
because
Andy's here. You gotta let him, Andy.
Yeah.
Yo, I've seen it all.
And Flesh.
Behind the camera.
Whatever. Flesh, Common, whatever the fuck he called himself.
My man 37 with the beard.
What are you doing?
With the
Hey man, because we always having fun up here. That's always having fun.
Everybody viewing and tuning. If y'all see Flesh, I know he look hungry.
Look, man, I'm 196. I'm just cutting, man.
If you got any cheesesteaks you want to send his way, anything, we know he kind of skinny for no reason right now. Yeah. But he said he got a plan with it. He got a plan.
Got a plan.
But shout out to everybody. If it's your first time listening, tuning into Imperfect Sense, I'm going to tell you a little bit about us before we get started. Like I said, we are four opinionated brothers. We talk about all walks of life, including ourselves. Usually we use ourselves as the subject matter for the bullshit. But speaking of the bullshit, we don't subscribe to cancel culture on this show. We talk about any and everybody. We do not care. So if you're sensitive about your race, religion, gender, sexuality, or politics, this is not the pod for you. I advise you to cut this shit off because nobody is fucking off limits. Do y'all agree with that?
No.
How's everybody's energy? How's everybody's mental? We good?
Shit high.
Everything high. Everything's good. The energy's right,
Energy
man.
high.
The band is back in the room together for the first time in about a month.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that came in. Shout out to Will, to Red that came in and did some shows with us, man. They brought a different flavor to Imperfect Sense, huh?
I can't wait, yo, till my man get the comb, yo.
To get the comb to what?
Cause he different as shit.
Yo, he doing too much.
He had the
for me.
big ass brush.
There was a skinny brush, though.
Chicago.
It's skinny.
I know that was the pubic hair brush. Like when you get a real beard, you can get the grown man brush, the comb, yo. This guy's doing too much over here. He losing weight.
My man pulled out the Chicago brush.
He losing weight. He trying to get a beard back. Like it's a lot going on with Flesh right now. You know what I mean?
I changed with the seasons, man. Change with the seasons, you know.
See, we can't get on track, yo. This is you see this shit, Andy. You see this shit? He got us off track right now.
I never was a regular nigga.
Oh.
You already know
Obviously,
you already know that. You already know that.
You travel on a different frequency.
He's been on analog.
No, you're analog.
No, nigga, the analog. That's the analog. My man was analog.
Yo,
that's when you used to hit your TV and shit.
Yo, fellas, man. Yo, it's some shit going on in the world, man. Y'all ready to jump right into it?
Fuck that shit, yo. Say no.
Y'all ready to jump right into it?
Yeah,
right?
let's go.
Yeah.
So only single man in the room is me. You know, Andy's married. You got wifey home. You got wifey at home. I'm the only single man in the room, right? But one thing I noticed is something that's trendy that's really going on that got women kind of going at each other's necks when they talk to this thing about marriage. It's been a lot more women taking the initiative to get down on one knee.
Okay.
Desperado.
To get down on one knee.
Desperado.
And asking a man, will you marry me?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask this question to get this shit started. If you were single, and your woman came to you and got down on one knee, presented a ring, said, I want you to be my husband.
The relationship over.
What is your... Okay, that's his response. What is everybody's response?
You don't get the fuck up.
What's your response?
Because you're embarrassing me. Get the fuck up.
fuck no. Like you gonna take my
Getting on her
man
knee is like
but
me
what
calling
I am
her-
gonna do.
Me getting on her getting on her knee to me is like me calling her a bitch.
You gotta get into that for me.
Like yeah, 'cause you know black women don't like being called a bitch by their man. Like,
So
they take it
she
serious.
make you feel like she's calling you a bitch.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
calling me a bitch.
Okay, let me ask
Like
you.
yeah, bitch.
Let me ask y'all this, and let me
Smacking
play.
me on my ass.
We
yeah.
gonna take the ring though, cause we on pawn.
Let me play.
She gonna
Let
tell
me
you,
play devil advocate.
Eat my pussy and go make me a sandwich, bitch.
But what I'm saying, let me play devil's advocate, and I respect everybody how y'all feel about it. But this is what I take out of it when I see women going at each other about it. I see everything else in the world evolving, right? Everything, everything, every way that we grew up, old traditions and all this other shit they say, that's fading out. We going into a new world. A lot of things we didn't accept before, we accept it now. For me, and I'm saying this for me, not for y'all.
take it.
I'm definitely taking it. For me, I'm trying to figure out how can everybody else evolve, but when it comes to us as heterosexual men, we have to remain the same. Our traditions don't change. Everybody else can do this and can do that. I see it as a woman. We talking about equality. Right. We talking about I see a woman taking a step to saying, "Yo, this is what I want." Now you don't have to accept the ring.
Yeah,
you can say, "Yo, this ain't for me." You can say, "Nah, like I don't want to do it this way." That's fine. But to say that it's totally wrong, women saying you're not supposed to do that, it's a lot of things that we are not supposed to do that we grew up doing that we're not doing anymore. So I'm trying to figure out how everything else can evolve except when it comes to us. That's all.
Yeah, for me,
okay,
I would like that dude let you know like, all right, boom, this is what you want. But mentally, if you're not ready, you gotta be like, all right, no, I still want to do that shit because that means I'm mentally ready. Then on top of that, like, we could go to courthouse. You want to do it, like, but I'm just saying though, like, for me, you're right. Like, if we can't though, because it's instilled in us. Like, men supposed to be.
We
that
from
way.
a different generation.
Yeah, we can't.
We from a different generation.
But this is what I'm saying though. Does evolving mean that it evolves for the better every time something evolves? Like, does it mean that
it all depend on everybody's perspective of it.
But then that's my thing. Then where's the borderline? Because when you start getting the chaos, that's why everything is in chaos now, because there is no standard. It's starting to become a situation where everything is gray and everybody get to do what they want to do. Right. So that's why, to me, relationships don't work out because women have their points of views on how they feel things should be because of the so-called involvement. But we know what happened after February the 2nd, 1965. We already know what happens with our culture with that. And then 6 months later in August, we end up being able to vote with them, and then the change of our community. We know what this shit is. I'm not going back off of history, regardless of, again, what our oppressors lied about and then created a new society on. How can you have a good relationship when, like, if a woman proposed, like me, I'm a heterosexual male. If that woman still wants me to be a provider and protector, how can you propose to me? Like, you taking my position of me of who I am as the man to say I want you as my wife. A woman, and just like I had this conversation last night at a party, the woman was like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Same topic. And I told them, yeah, but y'all not like us. Y'all just can't go out there and run through a whole bunch of motherfuckers. They was just like, shit, yes we can. They were like, and I did like this. I said, you know what? I said, you right, because of the feminist movement. I said, y'all can. I said, but y'all can't sustain it long term, because at some point you're gonna feel like I'm being used. You not connected. Niggas don't care about being used when it comes to sex, because we not emotionally attached to that shit like that. Like, we can go on forever getting fucking used by bitches all day long. As long as you make us a sandwich, make us feel special, we are not.
Make us a sandwich.
Yeah, and make us feel special. We can keep going.
Hungry as a bitch.
We can keep going. It feels like if we get to that point, it's no coming back. I really feel like us as black men, and like the last of our breed, and we teach our kids, we the only ones that still representing truth. We the only ones that stand in line. I don't give a fuck what the rest of the world doing. I tell my lady that all the time. She be talking about all this involvement shit. I said, you can keep that European shit over there all you want. I would say they asses took over our shit in the whole world and colonized and did everything and say change. Just change ain't always good change. I think we are the last because we haven't had the opportunity to get those benefits that everybody else get. I think that's why we special. I think that's why black men special, because we didn't get a chance to live like everybody else. We still been in the same state and was not allowed to go away from everybody else. That's why I feel like we better. That's why I feel like we are who we are. I'm not agreeing with this woman proposing and women this and that, because if you give them what they ask for off their feelings, they're not going to be happy. We grounded by morals and logic. We don't change. Our woman can say is this on Tuesday and say the total opposite on fucking Wednesday off of feelings. It's us to stay in line and keep shit grounded. We the last group of men, black men, whether they Jamaican, over Africa, here, we the last motherfuckers who keeping shit the way it's supposed to be.
No, it's
logic.
so
Keep that word in mind.
But you know what's so funny though? I didn't even know your bitch ass was gonna bring this up, right? But but the crazy thing about it is this shit ain't new. It's just becoming a trend now.
Again,
Right.
through history.
If you even go back to Africa, women were telling their fathers who they wanted to be, who they wanted their
Like an
husband to
arranged
be.
marriage.
Right. And the husband was going to talk to that father. I mean, that father was going to talk to that father like my daughter was.
It was almost like a trade in the
Yeah,
barter
it was
system.
almost, yeah, you know what I mean? So without the father now, the trade that part is gone now, and the woman is back to like, yo, I want you. And then I'm gonna marry you.
Because you married in the families
Yeah.
for wealth and shit like that. That's what the marriages were for. It was arranged.
That's some Goldie shit. Bitch, I chose you.
Fact. And not only that though, like slave women were actually proposing to slave men, yo. So it's not.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
That's a fact.
I gotta look that up.
Harriet Tubman proposed to her husband, bruh.
Harriet Tubman,
But I'm just saying. But I'm just saying though.
and what I mean, nigga, I don't mean in a bad way.
all
I'm
of
talking
them-
about the way he said, listen.
All of them.
I'm on this side. I'm
Because
right here, yo. He just talking
Listen.
about Harriet Tubman, yo. Like I just
and I don't think she proposed. She probably just told him like,
nope.
No,
I'm not
I'm
involved.
looking it up. I'm looking it up.
I'm not involved.
And I don't
These
mean it
opinions
in a
are
bad
opinions
way.
of flesh and
like,
flesh only.
I mean, like she's showing you the strength. I don't think she was
you
like
say
that
she-
thorough like that.
So
like
you,
I like.
You don't
You don't think she was that
I
thorough?
think she's no. I don't mean. Listen, this
Yeah,
whole
no,
situation
you
is
gotta
fucking
clean
weird.
this up, bruh.
Let me clean this up.
Had a musket
Let me
and-
clean this.
and
Let
a
me
bandana.
Let me clean this up.
Please
Harriet
clean
was
this
clean
up.
this
smoking
up.
motherfuckers who went against the grain.
I think she had. I think during that time
She went against the grain.
she had a weak. Her man probably was weak. How some men are today, and they woman telling a man, nigga, you better man up.
And that time,
be
at
weak
that
in
time, when you
slavery.
in slavery wasn't
Yo,
weak,
you was
man.
weak in slavery. You had motherfuckers that didn't even want to escape. She said more people could have
Yeah, it
got
was-
freed if they realized they were slaves. You still had weak motherfuckers.
But that's not weak. You motherfuckers scared to keep getting beat, yo. But
Yes, it is, huh?
that's not yo.
No, we
Either
Now this is what I'm
Nah.
far from
Hold up. You know how many?
No, I know. We're not talking
You
about
know how
her.
many? You know.
I said she's strong. I said the man who she wanted to marry and
You know-
love
Nah.
probably was weak.
You know how
She
many?
said that you need to make
I don't
it
think.
make
I
sense.
don't
I
think
think
she
it's
picked
the
the.
same way how women
I don't think
are
she
today.
picked no weak
No,
motherfucker,
I think
yo.
it's
I don't
the
think
same-
she
hold up.
picked no weak motherfucker either, yo.
I do
Well,
too. I think
if you check out,
I think it's the same way how it is today. You got these beta ass men out here, and women got to step up because the man not being man enough to step up
Well,
in his position.
this is what I'm
I
gonna
think
say.
it's the same
This is what I'm
thing.
gonna say. This is how it was depicted Hollywood-wise in that movie. He got his ass whipped. This is true. You can check the movie out. This is how Hollywood depicted. I can't really say for a fact.
What really happened?
But her husband got his ass whipped. She ran off because she was on the run, right? And when she came back, his eye was all lopsided and shit. His eye was really fucked up. And then he turned around and said, "Well, Harriet, I thought you was dead. I married somebody else." And she kind of looked at him like, You bitch motherfucker. Like, I came back here for you to come get you out
I mean, yo, but look, but before we get too far off subject,
I don't want to get
before we get, because it's going there. Before we get too far off subject, if you got one eye, because somebody beat your fucking eye out, and you living in that town.
But
What you supposed to? And you come back? No, I'm not feeling that shit. Talking about you weak motherfucker. No,
like he got beat for her though.
I don't even want to see the movie.
It was the look that she gave him. Like
he got
motherfucker. Like
he got beat for her
really
because he didn't tell.
Killed because what she did was unheard of. She was thorough.
They were
A
looking.
woman that small and
guess.
a black woman going back and forth between the Mason Dixon.
And he ain't snitch either. He ain't snitch
He
either.
didn't
That's
snitch.
why he got beat the fuck up because he didn't tell.
He got his ass whipped.
Where the
He got
fuck
beat
he
thoroughly.
went. But it's not. It's strange to us, but it's not uncommon to a lot of people who follow a lot of different cultures and shit like these spiritual. Because it's like it doesn't. To some people, it doesn't matter who proposed, as long as the relationship is healthy for real. You know what I'm
At the
saying?
end of the day,
It
I mean,
is.
for me,
I
I
know
mean,
they
I
got other
traditionally
cultures.
want to be the person that gets down on one knee.
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm not opposed to it. If a woman I'm just saying, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
Y'all already know.
Like, I envy y'all.
Yo, you know
I
what?
envy y'all because guess what y'all got? Y'all got a woman that love y'all, right?
Right.
I ain't never had that.
I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't
though.
never had that.
I ain't
So
gonna lie.
if a woman take
But listen,
if a
that's-
woman
we
does
should-
that for
we
me,
need to have a show on that because of some shit that
I ain't gonna lie, yo.
you got to tap into to get that woman's love like that.
If
Let me
take
ask you
if
No,
Can I do a spin doctor?
no,
Can I do
we
a
not
spin
doing
doctor
that.
real quick. Can I do a,
We not doing that.
I want to go to your point. Let's just say, let's do the spin doctor. Let's just say it's a woman that you really, really like that, and she goes down one knee. Like, for instance, let's go back in history. Halle Berry, she got down on one knee for David Justice. I don't know too many people that's going to tell Halle no.
Can I ask you a question? Are they together?
They're not. But let me ask you a question. What if Nicki Minaj came up to you and said, Flesh? I'm just saying hypothetically.
No.
The way
No. No. No.
I had to take off the jacket.
No.
I had to take
Bro,
off the jacket.
listen, let me tell you something.
I
Listen.
used to talk about
No, I listen. I know.
Did she propose
Listen,
to her
I-
husband?
listen.
She did.
Listen, listen to the thing.
Nicki Minaj.
Let me
proposed to her
listen.
husband,
When it comes to celebrities, Nicki Minaj is it for me. But there's no way in the world I could take a proposal from her.
We'll be wearing suits.
Never. Never.
Yeah.
I hope you choose baby blue for the tux. That's what we're wearing.
Right, facts.
There's no way in the world. It's no way in the world because I was taught to live my entire life off of principles. I can't go. It ain't my fault that I was raised by my grandmother and old ass people from their time. I can't. My whole life. I think if I wasn't raised the way I was raised, I probably would be further in life because it would be some shit that I would have went on with. But my principles, I can't. Bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
I can't.
If my girl was to do that shit right now, I would be like, yeah. I'll say yeah. But then
If
we
you
had
already feel like that, then you do
like,
it.
No, like I would have that conversation. Like I already did it. So yeah, I already did it. But the thing is like, if she was to do it right, that's letting me know that she's more trusting in me, right? But I would say yeah to her, but she would have to give me the opportunity to actually do it myself.
I gotta check. Well, I mean, that's your
Because
woman.
you have to, like, I'm not gonna disrespect her or none of that shit. Like, yeah, I will marry you. You know what I'm saying? But because that lets me know that, like, yo, like, she, her other switch turned on. You know what I'm saying? And I would say yeah.
Because
but,
you feel like
yeah.
she's putting a battery in your back.
No, because I like I said, I already did it, but I fucked it up. So if she come down and say, like,
see, yeah, you got
I'ma
that.
say yeah,
you
but-
got that exception to the rule.
But then I still wouldn't. We still wouldn't get married off of her. I still would have to be like, yo.
I agree. I just think it's different strokes for different folks.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this: if Rihanna say Rocky, let's do this. Ain't nobody gonna say Rocky here, clown. Please, fucking Rihanna.
Yeah, I do, babe. I do.
Rocky from Home was like, it's
Truth be
about
told,
time.
No, it's so funny though. We don't know how many motherfucking women propose to niggas though.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of them.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We just know that they
It's just
mine,
hitting
bruh.
social media now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but for me, like, yeah, like,
And I haven't seen
I would
haven't
wanna
seen
do it.
any men that do the punk shit and walk the fuck off like some of these women do.
Because most men not going to do that because we conditioned. We are conditioned to be, and I'm dead serious.
look at that one
We
man.
are
Don't walk
conditioned
off.
to be. Listen,
Oh, yeah.
we listen. This generation, these generations here is a mixed culture. It's the shift, and the shift is going past the shit that we was fucking taught. The men are taught to worry about the woman's feelings. That's why we're not going to see a lot of men rejected. We will see a few, but we're not going to see them rejecting on camera because the man going to be like, I don't want to hurt her feelings. So he going to play the role, and maybe later when they get privately, like, why'd you do that? But women don't give a fuck. They'll reject the motherfucker quick. They been rejecting motherfuckers since niggas been trying to fuck them. Like, that's nothing to them to reject the man. Yeah. That's their norm. That is their norm.
I would definitely reject it in private if I'm not feeling
But
it.
that's what I'm saying. In private,
I would reject it in
we'll
private.
do it. But we know if we in a relationship with a woman and that woman proposed to us in front of everybody like that, we not going to embarrass her. So we'll play that shit off and go. But I expect my woman to know me enough not to do that. And that's see, my woman knows not to do that. Because us as men, like I said before, our problem and the reason why we have all these problems with women today is because we never held women to standards. Like all the shit groups that I've been, I'm not gonna say shit, I'm talking Kevin Samuels groups and shit that I've been in with women, and the girl lady was like, well, you understand? I said, yeah. I said, I understand why y'all saying what y'all saying. I'm not one-sided in what I'm saying. I said, the reason why y'all act the way y'all act towards us is our fault. Because y'all are the garden. Men, we are the gardeners. Y'all multiply. Whatever we give y'all gonna give us back. When we was all into titties and ass and cheating on our women and going out to the clubs and making it look like them women were better, over time, the housewives and the women that was doing what they supposed to do became the sluts and the whores. And that's why that image that we have today came from a legacy of us telling our women this is what we like. So all they gonna do is emulate what the fuck we like.
Well,
And so now we don't like. So now we don't like what we see. We don't like that women independent, acting like men, doing all. We don't like the shit, but we the one who caused it. So my thing is, if we don't start holding women to a standard, and to be back where they supposed to be, then guess what?
So are you saying
it's going to keep going in the wrong direction?
Are you saying it's just one standard?
Be independent, baby.
It's multiple standards now because that's why we keep saying. See, the trick word, the manipulation word is like a political word when they say evolve, because evolve doesn't mean anything. Evolve can evolve into we can be. The society can evolve into white people being the ones being slaves now. Evolving does not mean good. It just means that something changed. That's all it means.
You can evolve into chaos, or you can evolve. Into
all evolve means is change. It doesn't mean for the better.
So what's the standard?
Right now,
I think all of our standards in this room are different. I think the common goal is the same. I believe we agree on certain things, but things that make us click.
Let me test
What
that.
that motherfucker broke, and she know he is, and she.
I mean, I understand what he's saying. I just think everybody's standard is different.
Listen. Everybody's standard is different, and that's the problem, because we picking and choosing what we want to have standards by. Like right now, if you go outside and you see a dude beating a fucking female up, is you gonna say equality and look at it as a man versus man, or you gonna feel like I gotta protect her because she a woman? What you gonna feel? Like seriously, if our standards our standards are the same, they're not different. What we done was start picking and choosing what we gonna change. That's all we doing. But really, when you really ask a person what they really prefer, it's going to go back. Even if you ask women what they really prefer, on the most part, they want to go back to just like what Kevin said, doing shit. Yes, women want to work. They want to have their own identity. But at the end of the day, they still want us to be their protector, their provider, and they want that. Regardless of what they showing us, that's what they want. And the same thing that we want from them, regardless of what's going on, that's what we want because that's how we naturally supposed to operate. We just going against our natural, both parties, and that's why everything is fucked up. We going against our natural.
That's what they want, but that's not what the fuck they saying. Right. There's more women now saying that, what we need them to protect us for?
Listen.
What do we do?
Listen, let me tell you something.
But a lot of men are just fucking
they saying
going
that,
off of what you're saying.
Listen, because we're logic, but that's why I told you is that if you pay attention to women, they say that. But then when you see them get with a man and their expectations, it goes back to old fashioned. Just like Eric said, you ask a woman, what does she look for in a man and why she describe a slave? But the thing about it is that it's not about a slave. It's about her having that protection. And it's about her having that protection there. And I love this. A woman going to keep saying that, but every time she look for a man, they keep looking for the same thing.
That's why I'm happy I got mine. So.
They keep looking for the same thing. The same thing that they say that they don't like when they actually out in the real world, fuck the cameras, when they out in the real world, they want that old-fashioned thing. Why do you think when they see relationships with men and women hugging, why do you think they got the most views on social media about women? Because they going, I want that. They look at all these couples together, going on trips, doing all this shit, the man, romancing and doing shit. Regardless of what they say, that's what they want. That's why they got the most fucking views.
What my mother,
that's why they got the most fucking views.
My mother used to say, though, don't worry about what a bitch say inside unless she say that shit outside. It don't matter.
I like that logic. I like that logic.
If a woman is not telling you exactly what the fuck she mean, don't worry about that shit. And I've been standing on that shit since day one. If you telling me that I gotta be your fucking mind reader, you're not gonna get the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
So at the end of the day, when the masses is out here saying that men is XYZ, I don't have to worry about that shit. Because I seen it from full hands. These bitches is not fucking mentally stable. And as more as they keep following the trends, is gonna always be that way. So until you have that real conversation, this is what the fuck it is.
For me personally,
I'm not doing it.
A lot of women pick up on behaviors of what they taught, just like we are.
Yeah.
I don't believe everybody want the same thing because they wasn't taught that. It's women right now, and me and Andy talked about this off camera about somebody that we know. Well, we all know her, right? In this room, that be on some man hating shit. And but wait a minute. Let me finish.
As soon as you say it, I know her face pops right in my
be on some man hating shit, right? And I'll fear, and what we talked about is that she's not projecting that on her daughter. You know what I mean? The daughter. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So when her daughter becomes an adult, what is her standards for a fucking man? If she wants a man, at all. Some women are raised by some bitter ass women that never had nothing, that never had a good man, and it's projected on them. So therefore, when somebody good comes around, they don't know how to treat them.
They don't, and this.
They don't know how to treat, and the same thing with us too.
Listen, no, I'm saying no. We don't. But if a person, female or male, man or woman, if you grounded on your morals and principles, whoever you come in contact with that's fucked up, you can get them to be right. It might cause you to sacrifice a little bit to teach, but they can get right because you got good women out here that got morals and values that get with a knucklehead motherfucker, but they grounded in themselves and they may sacrifice a little bit, but it's actually helping the other person because nobody never had that type of person that'll invest that much time into them to try to let them see the wrongs in what they do.
Well, that toxic motherfucker I want to change too.
Yeah,
toxic motherfucker.
Yeah, but sometimes listen,
hey,
they gotta want to change.
Hey,
but that's
right.
I'm testimony of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Your woman loved you through that, and it changed.
Not only that, like motherfuckers don't even realize I was an alcoholic, bro. Like she walked me out of that. Like She walked me out of that. I was drinking Wednesday through fucking Saturday, bro. In the club still on Sunday, but like, I'm going to take the day off. I'm going to drink a little beer. You know what I'm saying? She walked me through that. She walked me through a lot of shit. So it's like, it has to be that person that want that. Now, how
Exactly.
y'all know how long we've been together. But for majority of that shit, it was her trying to show me something. It was me that was like, you know what? Fuck this shit, bro. Because I had to want it.
Right.
Like that, no matter how motherfucking hard
Yeah,
that
but think
person
about it.
does that shit.
Yeah, but think about it. If she never stayed around to go through that process with you, you may not have saw it. If she would have gave up early, you probably never would have got.
I probably wouldn't have seen
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's why I said about the problem about our society now. It's an instant. Everybody wants to go. All right, well, I'm dipping out of here fast. I'm dipping out of here fast because they looking for happiness. I had to tell my girl, she was like, oh, you don't look like you be happy at times. I say, my relationship, it's not based off of happiness. It's based off of loyalty. It's not based off of how I feel because feelings come and go. Like, we gonna have good times, we gonna have bad times. That's how relationships go. If you basing if you can't see the person, the good in them for who they are, and look at them and go, everybody starts off as a baby. A baby don't know shit. The only reason why we end up becoming who we are is because of our life experience from our childhood traumas and the things we went through life and how we processed them and then the decisions that we made when we came in contact with these obstacles that we had to go through. So if I'm looking at somebody and I'm showing interest and I see the good in them, I need to be looking at the bad in them also and see how bad the bad shit and how bad it got them and say to myself, is that person good worth me sacrificing their bad?
Right.
And trying to work on their bad. That's what it's for. If you see that person's real potential and you know that person love you and a ride out, but they got these issues, and you say, and you can really look at that, then you can say, you know what, I can sacrifice for that.
Yeah.
But then you got only that sacrifice, yo, could really.
If you can lose,
you
bro,
can lose
listen.
yourself
bro, listen.
in that
Yo,
shit.
bro, listen.
You can make somebody else a happier man for somebody else.
Conway, I ain't putting my business out there, but I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, let me tell you something. I know. I did it twice before in my life where I sacrificed myself because of the woman that I was with that was stuck in her perception of how she think things supposed to be. Once I started realizing is exactly, and even before Will Smith said it, I realized is that when I came up, I was traditional. I kept saying my woman got to cook, she got to do this, she got to do this, she got to do this, because that's what I was taught. But as moving forward, I had to say to myself is that everybody got to live their own life. As dialogue or communication is what makes a relationship grow. Because like if I'm in a relationship with somebody and you feel the same, I may disagree, but we can still work it through because that's a choice. It's through loyalty and how much the person respects you. That's what you got to look at.
Yeah.
That's what you got to look at.
Look, let me take a pointer from what you just said. You just said everybody got to live their own life. That's how I view that shit with women that propose. What makes you click ain't gonna make me click, ain't gonna make him click. Right? You talk about sacrifice and all that. I'm on board 110%. Like, I know you. You know what I'm saying? I know you went through some shit when it comes to relationships. So did I. And we talked about this in a previous show. I said love is about sacrifice. Right?
Absolutely.
But from the way that we grew up, in a traditional sense, sacrifice is always more on this side, especially when it comes to fucking financial. Right. A motherfucker you'll sacrifice and jump out the window because guess what? Like he said, you wanna take care of your woman, you'll jump out the window and do all this shit for a person,
right,
just for you to get fucked over. And you left with the fucking bill.
But here's the thing, though, I had to
realize. Get what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, though, that I had to realize. It's nothing wrong with it, but you just don't lose yourself in the process.
Oh, absolutely.
Because even if you gave everything and you walk away, you tried, you leave out high. You don't leave out low with a bitter taste. You just leave out high. That's the point about life experiences. Everything that you go through and you end up and you overcome, it made you a stronger person. It made you a stronger person. But I'll be telling people, don't let the next person suffer because of what the fuck happened with the other person. Don't come into a relationship and then apply all the shit that you've been with this person to this person because it's a different person. Mm-hmm. And your perception, and sometimes your perception of love is damaged. It got trauma to it. So you don't even, when something's good in front of your face, because it's not coming the way that you would like it to come, you start fucking shit up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like you start fucking shit up. And that person showing you an unconditional type of love, but you ain't trying to see it because it's not coming in the way that you want it to come. You want the person to do what you want them to do the way it ain't gonna work.
And I made that point as well. I agree with that.
And to play devil advocate, man. So what bro saying that he would take that shit, right? Just say that she was that woman who fought through him because he said bitches never loved me, never showed me love at all. Mm-hmm. And she fought that shit for however long that she broke that man mold. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But he still have that, like, I still got to do this now, and I got to do that now. And she just took control of that moment of, we're going to be here forever. Like, is a lot of men out here that destroy a lot of fucking women because of logics that we were taught, but the woman is not doing shit but trying to show us something that we never have, and that was love, bro. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we fucking destroy because of our too high of an alpha male fucking upbringing that we forget the intentions of why the fuck we really here, bro. Wow. We forget that we are supposed to be here to, one, yes, protect and love her, but also protect and love ourselves at the same time. Yeah. When we shun away from the people that's protecting and love us, we hurt ourselves more. So the thing is, we hurt ourselves more by basically being so fucking on that high pedestal of we can't do this, we can't do that, because it was instilled in our mind to do this, that we fucking passed out blessings years ago. That by the time we finally get it right, now it's on our fucking shoulders. Now we're crying about how hard it is. Now we're crying about what the fuck we got to do to make this woman right. Mm-hmm. Because the person that we had is gone. Mm-hmm. Now we just trying to fucking make ourselves happy. So to play devil advocate, is a lot of men out here that fucking put these women in them positions that now it's like, we don't trust shit. So she has to go out there and show, man, like, yo, I'm here for you through X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. And this is the only way. You keep talking about marriage, let me just show that foot. You can still have the fucking man duties. You can still have that man's masculinity. I just want to give you a fucking break.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of men live in fear of that too. It's a lot of women that especially when it comes to finances, like make more than their man, but they make sure that they tell her, you still king of this fucking house. Yeah. Some men have fear of that shit.
But that's the thing. That's some. That's some.
He got to demand that shit.
No,
though.
But listen, I know. Listen, I know, but I met dudes in that situation that had problems with that, and there's some of them was the men. When I heard the stories, I had to deal with them and talking to both of them. Some of them it's the men's fault, but a lot of them with this era of women are different. Mm-hmm. Like we can't. That's why I said that I've been telling women that we had our time. Everything Conway said is true, but remember, this is shit that been playing out in movies ever since we was coming up as kids. We always saw outside of the fence. This is the first time that women are starting to be held accountable for anything. A society when it came to relationships. This is the first time in history where women are starting to be held accountable for what they were doing wrong. But the only reason why they're starting to get it now is because of the position that they in. Once you start, they run relationships. They mostly the breadwinners in the household all the way across the board. Now they're getting the negativity that comes along that we had for a long time. So that's why things are going the way they're going, because I don't want any female to watch this show and still be stuck in that mindset, because some women come to men, good men, and still try to use that as a crutch when the man that they dealing with ain't even like that.
Fact.
So that's why I said it's different now for men, because women are different. And like you said, it's to each their own. A woman proposing, I feel as though it's the man's responsibility to propose. And if you can say to yourself, I would take a proposal from her, then I would say any man this. If you already say I would take a proposal from my woman, then that means that you should have been proposed to her a long time ago, because she shouldn't have had to got to a point to get down on her knees to propose to you. Because most women want to be proposed to. Some women go, well, fuck it, I ain't getting it. I'm going for what I know, going for what I want to get what she want. But she probably would have been preferred to be proposed to. So that's why I said, like, if you already know you with a woman and you gonna marry her, don't drag that shit out. Every time you watch Steve Harvey shit and the lady, he be asking, well, how long y'all been together? And then she be like, 13 years. Oh, he ain't do the wing that? Why you dragging her along? Why you not doing this? It's always gonna be, most of the accountability gonna always come for us because we men. So if you know you got a good woman, you know you're gonna stay with her, don't drag, she want marriage, don't drag her out. Fucking propose to her and fucking get married.
Yeah, I don't believe in dragging nothing out either, but everybody's timetable is different too.
No, but see, but
some people say, and they had a thing about, so when do you know you want to marry somebody? Everybody's thing was different. Some people said 6 months, some people said a year, some people said 2 years.
Listen, what I'm saying is this.
I think you're trying to put everybody in this box.
No, I know I'm not putting everybody in, but what you saying is what everybody been doing all this time. That's been the issue. Everybody been doing things when they ready to do it. So what you talking about it has been the norm. That's why it's been an issue. That's why women been having problems being with men and the man not fully committing, because every man feel like I'm going to do it like this, or I'm not going to do it, or do it. It's like, if you're going to live like you married, you might as well fucking get married. What is the point of you living with somebody for a whole bunch of years and the woman wants to get married? If both of y'all in agreement not to get married, then all right, then that's cool. But if you got a man that want to get married and a woman that don't, the man holds the proposal line to say, hold this as his position as a man to go, you know what? Well, I don't want it. Well, I want to get married. If you're not marrying me, I got to move on. A woman in that same position, she's going to be waiting around for a man to show up, because she normally, like I said, the man got to propose. She will wait if she loves a guy. So I'm not in disagreement with that. My thing is the timetable.
If I'm making a life decision to live with somebody, right? At what point did we make that decision to live together? Because I agree. I'm not playing house. I'm not playing. If I'm gonna sign my name on documentation, lease or mortgage, and we're together, then yes, marriage is there. But some people are together 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. They ain't even lived together yet. You know what I'm saying? And then they jump out the window and say, let's get married. If it works for you, it works for you. I agree with that. I'm not playing house. I'm not signing my name on no lease, no nothing. If we not talking about, if marriage is not on the table. You know what I mean? But some people, they don't get to that point. Some people, they'll date 5-6 months, they live in separate homes. Next you know, somebody's jumping out the window, get on one knee, man or woman, saying, "Marry me." That's what I mean by timetable. That's it.
But I know that part don't.
I
That's what I mean.
proposed already. I proposed a couple years ago, but I still was young. Mm-hmm. I was still fucking up. Mm-hmm. That's why I ain't married yet. I was still fucking up. So even though you can say, like, you can
channels,
you can be like, oh, XYZ. But then when you cross that line, then you got to build that back up.
But one thing I learned about women is this, and it took me a long time to understand. Well, I ain't gonna say it took me a long time.
Just be like,
I think again, like I said with us, not being men, because you should be able to come to your partner, and they're saying things that we wasn't taught. We followed the trend. I heard women saying, when I used to be married, and then all through my 20s, because I left when I was 32, I used to hear older women talking, saying all the time in groups, and women be talking, and you know how you be around them. and they be talking about their situations. All the motherfucker had to do was just tell me that's what he wanted to fucking do. But the motherfucker go cheat behind my back. Some of the one was like, I would have let the motherfucker do what he had to do if he was honest. But what we known for? Cheating. Going behind the woman back to get some money. But instead of they not.
Lying like a bitch.
Listen, no, they not. Because even though they may not like it, they'll respect it. If a man came up to a woman and if a man was dating this girl or saying up the back, look, I like you, you cool, but I'm not ready to settle down. Every now and then I still want to smash up a chicks. Every woman is not gonna go for that. But some women will.
That's a percentage and shit.
Man.
But you don't know that. It's all about it's all about the person that meets you and how much you connect and how they like you. Women operate off emotions.
And they
It's
also ain't
different
leaving
from
a
us.
stable home either. If he
What?
making more money and he providing a lifestyle, she ain't walking out the door.
Listen,
If she
That's
is
cheating.
making more,
Listen,
if she
that's
make more than
cheating.
him and he down here and
Listen.
you cheating on me and I make
Listen,
more
but I'm
money
saying-
than you,
but
you
I'm-
out of
listen,
here,
but
nigga.
listen, I'm not talking about cheating. I'm talking about being upfront with a person and you dating somebody and y'all talking about going long term. That's what I'm saying, being honest. Because you can meet the right person, but at the wrong time. So if you end up being honest with each other, y'all can come up with an agreement.
I know if I go to her and be like, yo, XYZ,
You
Too
getting
late.
shot.
Nah, you can't.
You getting
You
shot.
already- listen,
nigga, it wasn't
listen,
coming in the door like that.
We gonna have the
Listen.
banker.
That's what I'm saying.
I
But
know a
listen,
motherfucker. I know a motherfucker before we had this conversation, that she already told me about that shit. That shit is not flying.
Okay, listen.
That person.
Okay, listen. But I just said that. That's why I said that. That's why I said I just said that. I said, but men, instead of them saying, okay, she's not down for that, and then taking the responsibility to move on before you invest. I'm talking about the error we make. If she's not like that, you already know off the bat coming towards her. If you ain't ready, if you be with that woman, you gonna have to shut that shit down because that's her fucking standard. But if you gonna stay true to yourself, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general. If it's when you meet somebody, if you already know that's that person's standard and you not ready to do that, don't lie to yourself and try to be in a fucking relationship knowing you gonna dip your dick in somebody else. You might as well keep on going and then wait till you find somebody that may be cool with that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Got you. Hey, yo, we run up out of time. Andy, let me get your final thoughts. I'm going to start with you.
Everybody not the same, bro.
Later
If
down.
men with men and women with women can't tell you that, everything else should already go down the line of anything's possible. Everything is different now. That's how I look at it. Everybody not put in one boat.
I seen
Come on,
a
Andy,
horse.
let me get
I
your
seen a
final
horse
thoughts. We run
say
out of
that.
time.
And then, yeah.
Three things I've noticed
Shot
that I
killer
actually
nigga.
try to take out of this conversation. One of the words was logic. Another word was timing. And I think
Fact.
when it comes to relationships, it really boils down to those two major things, timing and logic.
Good point.
Sometimes you might not be at that point to where you say, all right, for me, instance, I done walked this long road. And I'm fine with walking this long road. And then one day, son, I say, I'm tired of walking this long road. And then timing happens where you meet Eve or that woman and you say, okay, I know you're tired, your feet hurt, but I'm going to help you out. Come on. I'm going to be your crutch. And then y'all grow together. Y'all understand y'all had the same values, the same morals. And you say, damn, I'm really starting to fall in love with this woman. And now the time is right.
Fall in love with the thought of not being with her, too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see,
Falling
but see, this thing.
Hold up.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the stuff from on our end that needs to be glorified.
Punch in your final thoughts with this too.
Okay, this is my final thought. Like just what Andy said. That part is what needs to be glorified from us. What you just said. Women need to hear that more. That part that you talk about, because that's our truth.
We just summed it up from what y'all was talking
No,
about.
but I'm just saying. But that's really our truth, right there, for us. When you do find that one, those adjustments can be made. Even shit like I said, they will be acceptable because there are people out here for a long way before us that has a significant other and be like, yeah, I love male or female. Even though I'm a male and feel that it's weird that another man would still let his wife go out and do her thing every now and then. Eric had a point with that too, to each his own. But when somebody loves somebody unconditionally and they still got that respect there, they know it's more than the physical. Shit. There's more than the physical because so it's like if something sexually happened to my wife, right? Somebody took her, against her will. She maybe even enjoyed it for a little bit because she kind of maybe wanted it. Physically.
Ravaged.
Listen, physically. That don't mean that her love changed for it. It don't mean that. Don't mean it. We already was brainwashed to think that the physical is the only thing that's supposed to trump everything. Your physical actions does not trump how you really feel about somebody. It just don't.
Bet.
Don't.
Conway.
Good show. But I'm gonna say my last shit is, if you are that person that wants to go with the change of however shit is going on, and that man respects that shit, go for it. Like, for real, who am I to give my old ass judgment on how your relationship, because the relationship is just two people. It's going to be other people have that say so, what should happen, what shouldn't happen. If y'all two are happy and go along for that shit, if he going to be okay with it, then go get on that knee and shit, but make sure that he's comfortable with it. Make sure that he feels though that he should be the one doing it. You know what I'm saying? Have those little conversations to pick his brain. Yeah, man, like, this is crazy. But also, my last shit though, like, men, stop fucking being prehistoric, bro. Shit changing.
You can't. You just said that you can't tell somebody how to do what they do, and now you telling men stop being prehistoric.
No, it's just like,
You just want people to open their mind up a little bit.
Yeah, stop being prehistoric means just open your mind a little bit more. Because at the end of the day, that's why we out this bitch killing each other. Because we scared to talk and we scared to have love for each other, bro. That's some fact shit. Like,
great points for everybody. For me, at the end of the day, it's just to each his own. Whatever make you happy, do it. People still gonna talk about it, whether it's good or bad. Still gonna have an opinion about it.
fact.
Just do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes your partner happy, that's the right shit for you. And that's it for me. This is Flesh. That's Andy Conway. This has been another edition of Imperfect Sense right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. Subscribe. Everything Unified Radio and Imperfect Sense. What you get ready to say, Conway?
Because most of y'all mothers or y'all grandmothers and grandfathers been together for 40 years and them bitches ain't never been married, so keep the bullshit.
See y'all same time, same Unified channel next week. Peace.
Peace.
Niggas be married. Them niggas like, oh yeah, daddy.